Welcome back to BRB Gaming. You're here with me, Thor.
And me, Stubbs.
And our special guest, SavageRed.
Howdy.
Hey, Red, how you doing, man?
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And today, we're maybe skipping a little bit of the handheld scene, because that's a little boring right now, don't you think, Stubbs?
Yeah, it's been done. We've talked handhelds to death.
It's been done.
Let's talk RPGs.
Yeah, let's talk RPGs.
Let me introduce our guest here. So this is Red, otherwise known as my friend Kyle. Awesome guy. We've been buds since 5th grade. And he was one of the other gentlemen who was with me up in Alaska. So we were having good times up there.
So I would have been saving him too, is what you're saying. So
I hope you would save him and wouldn't leave him. No, but so Red, you and I go way back. We used to do a Let's Play channel together called Geeks with Games way back in the day on YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, that was a lot of fun back in the day.
And you know, it wasn't just a little YouTube channel either, right? We got it up to, what was it, 20,000 followers or something?
I think we got up to 16,000 at one point.
Nice. Is this something I need to be concerned about? Are we going to get canceled because somebody's going to go back and watch all the videos or something?
They might be like, well, these guys are incredibly stupid.
I mean,
that's about it.
We definitely sound like we're in our early to mid 20s. That's for sure, and we're gamers. But no, it's good stuff.
That's right.
I highly recommend some of those videos, especially the Moonbase Alpha videos.
Dude, my favorite parts of those would be like every time we make like just a dick and balls joke, and then you'd be like, "I'm 30 years old." You're like, "Oh, dicks and balls, fuck yeah!"
Oh, it never gets old.
Never gets old.
Red also is working on a role-playing game. So we've been collabing on that for the last couple of years.
Cool.
I'm helping out with the music soundtrack, and he is doing the programming. It's
a little loose in the definition of programming because it's an RPG Maker game. But yeah, I'm the one that's designing it, and Peter's helping me out with the music and getting ideas and bouncing ideas off each other and whatnot.
How shocked am I right now that you're doing the music, bruh?
I mean, I've been known to rock a synth and a keyboard and
and everything else in between. Well, first I want to talk about the Alaska trip a little bit here, because we were having a little discussion in the pre-show, and it seems like Red had something he wanted to get across.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, so Peter fucking made it sound like it was so much worse than it really was. Sorry, Peter, I'm gonna have to just shit all over your dick right now.
Okay, my name's Stubbs, but Peter is my real world name. It's
sorry. I'll have to get used to that.
It's okay.
But okay, so Mr. Stubbs here, he's calling his wife and telling her we're running out of food. We're stranded. Things are getting terrible. Meanwhile, I've got a whole fucking cooler of dehydrated food. I've got chili mac. I've got Alfredo. I've got freeze-dried steaks. I've got pork chops, Spam, bacon. I've got a whole bunch of fucking shit.
Sure.
But you know what we ran out of was bread and peanut butter. So that meant we were fucking starving. And then
it's true.
Fucking he told Cathonics. Cathonics tells my wife. She tells everyone else's wives. And they're like, "Oh my God, they're starving. We have to get them out of there."
Well, yeah.
So, fair.
Well, yep. I was helping Cathonics stay cool for most of the week because she's pregnant, super preggers. And so there was a certain point where he was calling back and she couldn't get a hold of him, right? And so we made a huge plan to go get his ass if need be.
Yeah.
And the people that I talked to, like with the stevedore service and the plane services and stuff, acted like this place is in the middle of fucking nowhere so hard that hiking out of there wasn't going to be a thing.
It was not that bad. So for where we were, there's no direct trail to where we were. However, the cabin over, which was all of about 500 yards away, had a trail that went all the way to the next cabin, and that went all the way out to the lagoon where there was a church camp. So we weren't exactly stranded.
There was a church camp?
Church camp?
Yeah, it's kind of old and dilapidated. Who knows if anyone's there, but it takes you out to the ocean.
Fair. Okay, so we had food, but we were definitely out of toilet paper, and we were 100% out of alcohol. So we were fucked. Let's just say that.
Well, and you had the reverse bidet situation going on as well. So
we had the outhouse leaking on us. Things had gone bad.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't even sure you were even having a good time while we were there. Like, you fished for like 30 minutes, but you were on your fucking handheld the whole goddamn time, either like
thank you.
in your fucking underwear, sitting there playing fucking, what was that game? South Park on N64. All yours, gobble, 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 all fucking night.
Well, he had to complete the game of the month at the very least. You know, that had to get done.
I got Mega Man X. I got that done. Thank you for giving me street cred,
which I wrote in that book.
You did. You wrote in the guest book all about it. Thank you that I beat Mega Man X.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for giving me street cred. On any other podcast, you saying that I only spent 30 minutes of a 8-day fishing trip fishing would be like, oh my God, what is he? But you on this podcast saying he spent the whole time playing his handhelds. Immediately,
he'll be lauded for that. That's a legendary move.
Yeah,
I beat a game too, so I can't judge. I mean, what was that game? Lunar Silver Star Harmony.
Oh, yeah, you freaking played Lunar from start to finish just in like 3 days, and I was like, I've been trying to beat that game for 30 years, something like that, since '94, and I'm like, what is this? And you really liked it, and you were just focused on it. And he went fishing and caught
a shitload of fish.
The real MVP of the fishing trip. Yeah. Are they still making lunar games? Is it a thing?
No, they just remaster the same game
remaster it.
for every system. This one was, I think, for PSP because I got you hooked up with PPSSPP, which I can say really fast now thanks to the practice we've had on this show.
We have several times.
Yeah, I showed you the light of the PSP emulation. What's your favorite handheld though? Just off
mine?
Yeah.
Fuck, the GPD, easy.
GPD.
Yeah. Which one?
The XD? I think it's fucking banging, dude. Like 10-hour battery life. All I want to do is play like PS1 games and PSP games, and it plays it like a fucking boss.
Yep. It's I can't deny it. It is the greatest. And you have the red edition too, which is just smoking and it looks awesome. And you got that picture of Cloud on there, that Cloud sticker. Because you're a bit of a Final Fantasy fan. I hear
a little bit. Yeah, we can see it. Yeah,
yeah.
The advent children.
Zephyr out there in the background.
A little bit.
So, all right. So before we dig into RPGs, I wanted to bring up one last plug for you because I'm just going to plug all your shit tonight, man.
Oh fuck.
You're also starting up a website called lazyhusbandcooking.com, right? Where you share recipes and things that even I in my poor cooking, barely functional cereal pouring skills.
Would you mind if I tell them about your green bean abortion that you made?
Please do.
Okay, so this was like the second day we got stuck there, right? I had whipped up. So the meal was real easy, right? I did all the cooking the whole time. The meal was real easy. It was just some fried Spam, some sauteed onions on a hoagie roll. Real easy, real good shit though.
Yeah.
But we had a couple cans of corn, a couple cans of green beans. I like mine very simple. I take out the water, I add some garlic salt, I eat as is. Easy. Peter, on the other hand, he's like, oh, I'm going to saute mine. I'm like, okay, whatever. He's probably going to burn the cabin down, but whatever. So he goes off, he starts doing his thing.
Saute.
He starts doing his thing. About 20 minutes later, he's like, hey, Kyle, I don't want the rest of these. You want them? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want some green beans. Are you kidding? I walk over to the fucking propane stove where he's cooking up his green beans. I look in the pan, and it's fucking full of water. I'm like, dude, why is it full of water? He goes, oh, I didn't know the can came with water. And like the whole fucking cabin went absolutely fucking silent. Like you could hear a mouse fart from the other side of the lake. Okay. One of the other guys was like, you didn't know the green beans came in water? People started getting a little defensive, but
a little.
You didn't mention my pickle underwear I had on.
He was sauteing onion or the green beans in his pickle underwear, which I got a picture of. And
Thor,
I showed
I
it to my
that.
sister, and she was
yay!
Yeah. So the website though. Lazy Husband Cooking. I didn't have anyone particularly in mind, but you were definitely in the back of my head. But the whole purpose of it is I'm writing simple recipes that any fucking caveman can do, right? Like cooking is fucking awesome. If you don't do it, you don't know how to do it, you never learn to do it. You really need to do it, okay? Women love it. You get to do something creative. You get to build something, and you get to make shit for the people you care about. And it's fucking food.
Yep.
Food is delicious.
Yeah, food is.
I'm working on that. I'll probably launch it in the next couple months, but lazy husband cooking, just simple recipes, how to make, mac and cheese from scratch, how to make stew,
Hell
crock
yeah.
pot stuff, barbecuing, just real easy stuff.
Well, hell,
That was awesome, man.
yes. Also, I am. You're welcome for inspiring you with my green bean abortion, as you put it.
Thank you.
You know what? I just put anything that's in the can into the thing that's going to cook the stuff. If they put water with it,
you drain it.
They didn't. There's no.
No, you drain
they didn't
it.
say drain it.
Look
I
at
thought
me.
it was a little bit
Look
of
at me.
oil. What? What?
No, this is what you do. You open the can, right, and then you reclose it and you drain that shit. All right.
Well, normally under
you
normal,
did this
but it was
2 hands.
But it was raining outside, Thor. I was gonna get wet, and I had my GPD
So what you're
in one
saying is
hand.
that-
It's Alaskan. All
So you
the
had plenty of water to add if you needed it. is
Yeah.
what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I added olive oil in the water. Okay, I added like salt and garlic salt. It was good, and I thought,
Olive oil.
hey, when
For
you
what?
cook
No,
it,
it was not good. It tasted
when you
like
cook
shit.
the water will
Effervesce? Is that
Effervesce
the word
away.
You
you're
didn't
looking for?
cook it. You boiled fucking green bean water.
Well, you know
Oh my
what?
God.
You know what? I'm glad I inspired your website, and I hope you make millions of dollars. You're welcome. So,
I just
Billion.
want you to make some
not-
food. That's all I care about. Like, if I could teach you how to make mac and cheese, I win at life.
I looked at the recipes and I said, yes, I definitely could do this. Now, getting me to actually get up off my lazy ass to go buy the stuff and then make the thing, that's the next step now.
You probably already have it. I'm assuming Chthonics does the shopping, so you probably already have most of that shit already.
Most of it. So the next step is to get me into the kitchen and then get me to make the thing. So
That's why I'm going to start doing crock pot recipes in Instapot.
now I'm working on that step, okay? I'm going to try out your recipes and I can be your guinea
Right,
pig.
So real talk. How much of your money is Grubhub going to get when she has that kid? Real talk.
All of it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We are a DoorDash household, excuse me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like the laziest. I might even be lazier than you. I'm a good cook when I cook, but I married a chef, so
Right. So
yeah.
then
I just don't cook. Like
anytime I've picked up the spatula or I've started cutting apples, I get a little so I know it's something I'm going to focus on now.
I believe in you,
and I believe in us too. So
and the $1,000 that DoorDash is going to get from you.
Oh, we're basically funding that company.
Right.
What's nice
yeah.
is we're preventing them from going into bankruptcy.
That's right.
So okay,
You got to keep the economy moving, man.
we need to. We've got to. Enough of this shenanigan hooligan bullshit. Let's talk about
I can't help
role-playing games. I know.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Let's just dig in. Okay, top favorite
All right.
role-playing game. I'm going to go first, Star Ocean 2.
Oh, let's see here. Of all time?
All time.
I'm just going to be a basic. I'm going to be a basic bitch about it. Final Fantasy 7.
Okay.
I gotta go with Thor, Final Fantasy 7.
Or the Final Fantasy 7 remake, though.
No, original. Remake's
Okay.
good. Don't get me wrong.
No,
that
yeah.
shit fucking slaps. But the
Mm.
original, you can't beat it.
No, you can't.
I mean, it's a great game.
Well,
Takes a
the
while.
departure from high fantasy into the steampunk-ish
Yeah.
stuff with the corporate overlords and it wasn't, just your princess is in another castle, that it really was a revolution.
Yeah.
The story was like the most morally gray story I'd ever played up until that point. 12 years old,
Right.
you're an eco-terrorist. Like, how do you process that when I'm 12 years old?
I've never beat FF7 though, so
You never beaten it?
it's on my backlog. Yeah.
I've only beaten it. I've replayed it probably 20 times since it came out, but I've only ever finished it one time. But I'm a sicko that doesn't finish the bosses usually.
It gets too crazy.
I've beaten that shit like 20 times.
I know you
Love
have, and I've watched you beat it at least 2 of those times.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
All right. How about this one then? Your favorite obscure JRPG?
How obscure is Suikoden or Suikoden series? Because of that.
Suikoden,
2.
that's obscure enough.
That's
yeah.
obscure, yeah.
Number 2, definitely. It's definitely a top 5 of all time, just of any genre for me.
Yeah.
I put number 2 for RPGs though.
I'm going to go with Legend of Legaia.
Oh yeah, that's a winner.
Nice.
That's an old school
Like a
one
combat system.
from PlayStation.
Yeah.
Combat system was real unique, and it's still unique even today.
Nice.
So that was a really good one, and the story on it was actually surprisingly solid, especially once you got into the latter half of the game.
I was playing that in Alaska. I don't think I was playing it when I was with Stubbs, because I was there for a week before they showed up. But I was playing it, and I've never beaten that game. But it really seemed like it had a serious difficulty curve. Like I was getting my shit pushed in for the first couple hours,
and there was definitely some grinding to do here and there. And really, once you start unlocking the skills and the combos, that's what made it better, faster.
I have to give it another go. It was good. I love the combat system. I thought the characters were really cool, but man,
oh man, I'm gonna go with Valkyrie Profile for me.
Okay,
I really like that game.
Super solid,
and it's another Tri-Ace title. You know,
winner.
Right.
Yep,
we could use another Valkyrie game.
We could
in our lives. I'm going to say it out loud, even though it isn't obscure, but it's obscure enough that most people haven't played it. And that's Legend of Dragoon. All right.
Oh, nice.
Where's our remake? Did you guys see that Sony is buying Blue Point?
Oh,
the remake kings. Yeah. So Blue Point's remakes and stuff are going to be Sony exclusives from basically now on.
Ooh.
They're talking about a Bloodborne, not remake, but HD remaster and potentially a sequel right now coming through Blue Point.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That game is crazy tough. I think I played about an hour of it and I was like, okay, this is obviously above my skill level today. I'm going to turn this off.
Stubbs and I don't enjoy those games because we're now elder gamers. So
I don't got time to fucking learn how to be good at these games. I don't want to get my shit pushed in. I want to have a good time and enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like the best game I've been playing lately is probably Tales of Arise as far as role-playing games go. Thor, you recommended
have you been playing? You didn't tell me you started.
Well, I'm just playing the free demo, but there's a lot of content in that, to be honest. I'm a fan of demos, too.
There is.
Yeah. What about Sci-Fi role-playing games? What's your favorite Sci-Fi role-playing game, Red?
Mass Effect.
Yeah. Mass Effect's definitely got to be up there, but oh man, there's a lot of good ones. I still like the original Destiny. I still enjoyed that one a lot.
Really?
Especially once they got rid of Peter Dinklage's voiceover. Yeah. It was so flat. It was really flat.
Really? That's
yeah.
I never see Destiny as a role-playing game so much. I see it way more as an FPS. But I can see
but it also has the leveling system, skill assessments, loadouts, all that kind of stuff. So I see it more like Diablo.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
You shot in Diablo because it is a looter shooter. That's a specific genre. So
it's fun. I mean, don't get me wrong there. I think I'd probably have to go with Mass Effect also. Specifically, Mass Effect 2 is my favorite sci-fi role-playing game.
You love Star Ocean, though. That's sci-fi as hell.
That's way more high fantasy than sci-fi. They spend a little bit of time in space.
It's in space.
Yeah,
it's in space.
It's got a space background, but I would still throw it more into high fantasy with all the magic and shit.
I would say it's focused more.
Well, have you guys played Star Ocean 4?
A little bit, yeah.
Which one's that one?
That one's The Last Hope.
God, the main character turned into such a bitch. God. I like the game, don't get me wrong, but just as the story goes on, he just turns into just a whiny little bitch. I want to slap the fuck out of him. Like, boy, you need to calm down. Get your shit in order.
It was tough for me to get through End of Time, the third Star Ocean game. I'm still I'm still towards the end of the game. I just can't get over that hump. It's decent. I can see that it's a good game, but Star Ocean 1 and 2 just blow my mind every time I play either of those games.
Yeah, those are winners.
And there is that RPG hump, isn't there? Like that third act shit where you're like, oh my God, I don't want to finish this. Why don't I want to finish this? I paid so much money for it,
Yeah. You're dropping easily $60 on a decent role-playing game, and you're going to get your money's worth. But sometimes, especially Star Ocean 5, which is like an empty shell of a game.
Oh,
with
God.
Some boss battles sprinkled throughout, but that game is near unplayable for me. I bought it, and I'm never going to beat it.
The biggest nerd fight I've ever had was about that game.
Oh, really? Oh, do tell.
I have a friend in my old free company on 14, and she's a very nice girl, right?
Yeah.
But she's like that quintessential fangirl, the weeb fangirl with like the the keychain on her phone and shit like that, right?
Right.
And so every game, every JRPG that comes out, everything that comes out of Japan is amazing, right? And we were just casual conversation talking about Star Ocean 5, and I said, yeah, this game's shit. They should have spent another 18 months developing on it, right?
Yeah.
Realistically, it's shit. They deserved another 18 months, but they had to get something to market for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And so they put it out, and it's bad. And you would think that I had smacked her in the mouth. Like I traveled through the internet and just whacked her upside the head. I've never had somebody speak to me like that before, ever.
Wow.
You motherfucker. I mean, just extreme, just turned on me like a cornered rat,
Oh my
and really let me have it about how great Star Ocean 5 was and her passion. And then at the end of it was just like, no, it's a bad game. You're wrong.
The game was fucking boring. Like you wanted to go from A to B. You just got to walk for an hour. Nothing happened.
Right. Yeah. And the paths were so long. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So long. Holy shit.
Long.
Yeah. If you were lucky, you would run into like a giant crab along the way you could fight. And that was the highlight
to
of
break
the walk.
Up the monotony of running in the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Line simulator.
Right.
Like 13.
And then there was that mobile game, like Anamorphous or something, Star Ocean. And that game was...
Oh, there was?
Yeah, for a while. And I kind of dug it. I thought it was kind of cool, but it got shut down.
Was it a gacha game?
Yeah.
Dude, I played as a healer. I never played as a healer. I was, what was her name? Millie from Star Ocean 1.
Yeah.
Dude, I had her maxed out, leveled, and I used to play the shit out of that. It was only up for like 8 months, and all of a sudden one day, like, nope, fuck you, we're done. And then it just closed the whole thing.
Yeah, they weren't making enough money off the in-game purchases, apparently. So
that's fair. I gave them no money because it wasn't good enough, but I still had a little fun.
Right. Me too. I gave them $0, but I liked clicking along and knowing that I was playing a Star Ocean game while I was pooping on my lunch break. Like that's...
So how do you guys feel about gacha games in general? I feel like the RPG market got really diluted with Android and iOS all of a sudden. With all of these main series companies, serious stuff like Final Fantasy, Square Enix, Dragon Quest, everybody just has to have a goddamn gacha game, right?
Wait, define gacha game.
In-game purchases.
Just those games in general where you have to you randomly get characters, to play.
Oh,
whether it's a JRPG or a puzzle or whatever, it's still a gacha game. So
like you put money, like 25 cents in one of those like pinball machines, and you get like a little figure, and you're wondering, oh, what's it going to be? It's
figurine.
Like, oh, it's a little Ryu character or something. It's just like that, but put into a game. It's basically every role playing game on the Android App Store. So
right.
I've been playing Heroes of Dragon Age for like 6 years now. I have literally every single character, so I like that one. The rest of them, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I feel the same way. The Final Fantasy games that are on the App Store, a lot of them fall into that category. And I'm like, I want to like this, but I know the gimmick and I know the carrot on the stick will just keep on going. And they made the Call of Duty mobile the same way, where it's just achievement after achievements dropping down on your head. You're getting unlocks, you're getting random gun drops, you're getting it's like, oh, this is like really fun. It's just looting and it's so cool. Until you get down to the fact that like everyone's having that same experience and like there's no meaning to any of it.
Tickle your balls for like the first couple of days. Like you just get a little slap and pickle every fucking day, and then eventually like, okay, this is boring as fuck. Now I have to give them money in order to get anything good out of it.
Yeah,
that's why I stopped playing Dragalia. I actually really enjoyed Dragalia.
Yeah.
Which was I don't know if you guys have tried that. That was the Nintendo gacha game, or is the Nintendo gacha game. That's its own unique universe and everything like that. It's really good. It's really polished, but the gacha aspect is pretty heavy. And even though you can definitely get through the game, you can definitely play the game and have a good time without paying in. They proved that once you started the game, or if you were gone for a while and it came back, they increased your odds of getting rares and ultra rares. Right?
Really?
So if you continually played the game and you were paying in, you didn't have the same odds as people who had just joined the game or had come back, which was real shitty.
That is just manipulation.
That's pretty garbage.
That is complete garbage. The game looks sweet.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really cool game. It's just it's after your dollars, and it's diminishing returns. The longer you keep playing.
The top review, Thor, in your defense here, does say probably one of the most balanced gacha games for free to play people.
It is. It gives you tons of free currency and all that kind of stuff, and you can absolutely play the game without putting a ton of cash into it, or even any cash really. However, if you want the ultra rares, if you want those, because you know how people are, they get their characters in mind, like they do with Genshin. Genshin's another gacha game.
Oh yeah, I can't get into it.
Where they just have to get this character, and then so you get $50 or $60 into it before you get your character, and then people revealed that there was diminishing returns if you had been continually playing the game. That was a really shitty thing to do.
Right.
I just started playing that game like a couple days ago. I kind of dig the graphics, but I could see it being like really fucking boring after a little while unless I put some money into it. I really don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, how do you guys feel about New World, this big new Amazon MMO?
Amazon?
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but bad things out of it.
Really? Everyone's so hyped for it, though.
Well, there's a general hype for it, but this is also the video game industry, so there is the legitimate hype, and then there's the shill hype,
right?
That you have to deal with,
right?
Because they do pay. It's Amazon. They will pay people to make comments in the comment section.
Yeah.
It's had a lot of problems. It was supposed to be released 2 years ago, right? And so even pre-COVID, it was supposed to be released. So they don't get to blame COVID on how fucking long it took for them to get it out. It looks like fun. There are better options if you're looking for an MMO. 14 notwithstanding, there's also Black Desert and even WoW. They're still releasing expansions for WoW. So I'm not sure why people would tag into Amazon, of all things, making an MMO, especially when their launch has been horrendous.
I give Amazon enough of my money. I don't want to give them any more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the game's like $40 and there's no monthly subscription, which is nice, right?
Right, which is cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
And that's cool. One-time fee.
It's kind of a you get what you pay for thing. It's like with Elder Scrolls Online. They have to keep pushing out premium stuff, the cash shop stuff, as well as expansions to keep their shit together. Whereas things like WoW and 14, they have the monthly subscription. That's a much higher general quality of content at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nope. No, I understand that. And I'm not the biggest MMO fan. I mean, Red knows this. He's been trying to get me into various MMOs for probably 20 years. And I always give it a shot for a few days. And I'm like, I kind of peter out. A decent one, though, was Archage, I think it was. That was what that
Arcade,
one was called?
yeah.
Arcade, yeah.
Arcade, yeah.
That was
for,
decent.
For a free-to-play MMO, I think that one's pretty stellar.
It's not bad. I mean, you would spend like days just trolling people.
Oh my god, dude! I pissed off so many fucking people, dude. So I had this like mechanized like motor scooter thing, right? It was like a little skateboard with a motor on it, and I figured out you could pick up AFK players and move them. So I would take these people and I would just move them miles and miles and miles away from where they went AFK. It was the funniest fucking thing. Or I would take them and I would just dump them into the ocean. Or I had a boat. What I would do is I'd dump them in the ocean. I'd pick them up with my boat and just drop them off in the middle of the ocean somewhere. Shit was hilarious. I pissed off a lot of people in the process, though.
It's classic. I've been part of some decent raids with you in our times together. Arma 3 raids. Arma 3 trolling is my all-time favorite trolling for myself. So
oh, yeah.
People take the game way too seriously, and I just like to drive like a tank around the base, running over all the people as they populate. So, and then they kick me.
No, you got us banned plenty of times.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that, but I've trolled in my time, a time or two. I try to be mostly chaotic neutral these days, but I've dabbled.
Hashtag dad life.
You want to talk some shit for a minute?
Oh my, is it shit talking time?
It's shit talking lightning round.
It's shit talking time.
All right.
All right, ready.
What's bothering you this week, Thor?
So what's bothering me this week is the fucking raccoons are back.
Yeah.
And this is a conversation we've had before, but they're back.
Right? Guardians of the Galaxy.
No. I would love it if Rocket was digging through my trash.
I learned his
and
name.
leaving,
My daughter and I watched that the Guardians, Groot and Rocket. I learned the name.
I'm concerned about you sometimes.
I'm learning as much as I can. So these damn raccoons,
they're back.
Yeah.
And that's going to end badly. Got that going on. That's pissing me off.
I'm sorry.
You know what else is pissing me off?
What?
Okay. We've got all these great games coming out, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to fucking touch any of them.
No.
Except for maybe the Guardians
There's
game.
no time. They're all bullshit. Yeah. Battlefield.
But Battlefield looks good. I love Battlefield. I've always loved Battlefield games. But I'm not taking the time to do that shit anymore, man. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't have time to get my asshole wrecked by teenagers who have more time. It's just not worth it anymore. Like Back for Blood, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But we were playing Battlefield 2042 earlier today. I did okay, but like I don't have time for racist teenagers anymore. Okay, they're just going to keep wrecking me every time. I'm just going to move on and play something else.
Yeah, I played Battlefield, the new one today as well, and I was like, oh, the graphics look sweet. Everything about this is awesome. I'm getting wrecked every round. I don't have time to play this, and now I'm stressed out. And I immediately turned it off and started playing Gargoyle's Quest for Game Boy. So I'm like, this is nice.
As you should.
Which I beat.
Game of the month, go.
It is the game of the month this month. One of the three, right? We got Gargoyle's Quest, we got Silent Hill, and we got Doom RPG. So
Doom RPG, yeah.
So did beat Gargoyle's Quest. Well, I'm sorry about your raccoons.
You want to trade? I got a fucking deer and elk who won't go the fuck away. I hate them. They're so goddamn annoying.
You can keep the elk. I don't want the elk, but I'll take the deer. I actually like deer, and I would put up salt licks everywhere for them. But no on elk. It's just one of those things for living in the country, man. You know, I'm out here on 8 acres, you know, in the middle of nowhere, and praying that one day I'll actually get fiber internet, which AT&T told me it would be 20 years before I got fiber internet. So that's fun.
What? Don't you get Starlink? Anything?
20 years?
Yeah, no, I called him. I talked to him. I said, you know, hey, I've been on a bonded DSL for 10 years. All right. I have a 20 megabit connection. Could I please get notified of when we're going to get fiber or something faster? Please. Yeah. I finally managed to get a hold of a human being in America who actually knew what was going on.
Okay.
And she was real blunt about it. She said, look, you know, we don't have any plans to bring fiber to that area for another 15 to 20 years. Oh, well, fuck me. All right. Please, Starlink. Please, Starlink. Sometime
Starlink
soon.
Not available yet? I've got Starlink out here, dude.
Not here.
Killer.
I bet. Calling me jelly.
You guys are out in the middle of nowhere. You
Yeah.
got your big properties. I do live closer to the city. I'm in the outskirts of the suburbs here. But the benefit of that is that I do have really fast Comcast. So just rubbing that in a little bit feels good.
So yeah, you can eat my dick a little, just a little.
Hey, you guys have the beautiful landscapes. You have elk. You have raccoons. Like all these.
I have a
creatures.
tractor.
You have a tractor. You know? I have, maybe if I'm lucky, I have a skunk wandering my property sometimes. You know.
Well, that is the trade-off though, is I can go outside and blow something up and nobody can do anything about it. You know,
that's great.
They can call the cops. The cops aren't going to do anything. You know, if I wanted to.
Okay.
But you have gig speed internet, and I'm like, which one do I want? You know, I want both.
Yeah.
Por qué no los dos? You know, come on.
Sometimes I delete ROMs just to legally download.
Just to re-download them.
Yeah.
Just so you can feel
just
something.
because I can. Just so I can feel a little bit of joy in my heart. In my
and
otherwise
you can stick the fork
shell.
and inch into your leg and not feel anything.
Yeah.
When you start deleting ROMs.
Dude, I can do that now that I have Starlink. Holy shit. Like, I downloaded Fallout 4 in like a half an hour or something. Holy shit, it would have taken me a week before.
Man.
Yeah.
Thor, you're just going to have to stock up on hard drives and just like download every game known to mankind.
Dude, I'm just like, well, I'm at the point right now where I take my PS5 in town to download stuff. All right. Because I have a buddy that lives in town, which is 40 minutes. That's how long it takes to get in town from here.
Yeah.
And he has gig speed. I take my PS5 over there and I download a couple 100 gigabytes worth of shit, and then I bring it back home.
Well,
do you know what I miss about living in town though? Food delivery. There's not even a fucking McDonald's or nothing here. Like the closest Arby's is 45 miles south of me. That shit sucks.
Damn.
Pretty sure I could have Red Lobster delivered here within 30 minutes right now.
I will fight you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Just you're so mean.
I know.
I don't
don't
like
have
Red
much,
Lobster,
though.
but I want the option.
I know.
I just want the option, man.
There is a local food delivery service that is like Grubhub and stuff like that, but it's for the country, right? And it costs $15. No matter what you order, they'll bring it to your house in the middle of fucking nowhere.
What's it called?
So we do have that option.
What's the name?
What's the name of the town? All right, is the Mooresville menu. Okay, it's called the Mooresville menu, and so it's just some dude that will go pick up food and bring it to your home in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
They missed out, and then they missed out on that name. They could have been like the grits, something about grits. I want to say
something about grits, yeah.
Something about grits.com, yeah.
But the fun part about it is that I live so far out, and so do all my neighbors, that there's no way in hell we're getting hot food. Yeah,
yeah.
If we order, so
yeah,
we're fucked no matter what we do.
You're always gonna be fucked. But hey,
living in the country,
you have an awesome property.
That's
my
shit
tractor
talk
around, and
is the country.
And then you have tannerite. You just pull out of your pocket and just blow up bunny.
Did you
rabbits.
say almost? Were you about to say in broad daylight? Like you drive a tractor around in broad daylight?
In broad daylight, no less, with your overalls. While you're,
I don't have overalls. I haven't gone that.
You don't
far.
own any overalls, and you own a tractor.
I own overalls. I don't
I
wear.
think that's against the law.
I live in Portland, Oregon, and even I have one pair of skinny jeans. Like, you got to represent your culture a little bit. Just kidding. I don't anymore. Wow. I can't fit into that shit. I'm too fat. The point is,
no more nut huggers.
We do, however, have a store in town, though, that if you need to get your hat steamed, your cowboy hat.
Yes.
All right. If you need to get your cowboy hat steamed, you can go there and get it done. It only costs $10.
Well,
what the fuck does that
let me show you how I know.
Well, howdy doody.
Let me show you how I know.
What is a steam cowboy hat? What the fuck does that mean?
Is that like the Steam Deck?
No. It's not like the Steam Deck. I had to go get my cowboy hat steamed the other day.
Nice.
Make sure it fit right.
Because you wear a cowboy hat around.
I do wear a cowboy hat.
You're out yonder. You graze
Indiana, man.
the hills, and you have your cowboy hat.
The hill.
And you ride your tractor.
And I have my handhelds.
And you have your handhelds.
And my dark thoughts.
And your dark thoughts.
I don't know shit about Indiana. I served with a guy who was from Gary, Indiana. And I was like, oh, Gary, never heard of it. Is it nice? He's like, no.
No, it's not.
No.
I've been to Indiana once.
Gary, Indiana is the murder capital of the United States for a long time.
I went to Indianapolis and was scared there. So,
yeah, you should be.
Yeah, it was terrifying. But
because you were up there on 38th Street at the Melody.
That's right.
The dangerous part.
That's right. We had like 3 people show up to that concert, and I rocked out for those people so hard. And I was like, that's right. That $5 you spent to come watch us play, or maybe just you came to eat a cheeseburger, I'm going to make sure it's well spent. I'm going to sweat everything onto the ground right now, and probably one of my nipples is going to pop out, and I'm not sorry about that.
Nice.
So what I'm pissed off about, how should I put this? The Steam Deck, losing one of my Steam Decks to this guy over here because...
Yep.
What happened, Thor?
I'm back
because you didn't you say in like 3 episodes you were over the Steam Deck?
Yeah, I canceled my pre-order, and then some of it happened in public channels with our servers, and then I got a tremendous amount of DMs with people being like, "What the fuck, man? Why'd you cancel your pre-order? What are you doing? Why?
Why?" Within 4 minutes.
Yeah, Debian. Yes.
How dare you?
Debian was one of the first one that came out and was just like, but you said blah, 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 right? And Seb, who is a super solid person and is also I think the lead dev for 351 elect, right?
Yep.
So he was just on it immediately, right? Just instantly on it. And so Stubbs kindly decided to pass one of his pre-orders on to me, because he decided that they're going to have an infant, so he doesn't fucking need 2 of them.
Chthonics is like, we can share one. I'm like, yeah, let's give it to Thor. So Thor inherited now one of the main Steam Deck Discord servers.
I did. I did.
So he's
There are
running
2
that
right
place
now.
now. So he has to have a Steam Deck. Otherwise, he'll look like a silly,
Right.
silly
Otherwise, I'm a
dude.
coward and a hypocrite.
But I wouldn't say that. I'm so happy you're at the helm now, though. I'm fully backing this place. It's already coming back to life, and I'm hyped for Steam Deck, and I'm glad you're back on the hype train with me. Yes, it's a PC generalist handheld, but I'm getting more hyped for it,
which is a completely different community.
Out. Yeah, it's a whole different type.
I'm looking forward to this one, like, for the exact reasons you said you were never going to get one. I'm going to take it to Alaska, and I'm going to play it in bed. And that's it. I'm never going to put it on a dock. I'm never going to fucking hook it up to my TV. I'm going to fucking play Alaska and in bed. And that's it. That's the only place I'm ever going to play. It could be amazing.
Yeah, so you got one too, right? You get the 512?
Yep, 512.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
Yep, and Thor will get a 512 too.
I'll probably end up getting a 64 as well.
You got to, yeah. Well, you're going to be on that dev train, right?
Yeah, we're talking about this has not been announced, but we have a lot of stuff working in the background for all these upcoming handhelds, and we're trying to get it to where we have firmware ready for most of them, either on launch or very shortly thereafter, within a couple of weeks.
Right.
So we're getting our ducks in a row on that. Steam Deck is now back on that list. Yeah. It's just so, especially for most of our developers, it's pretty prohibitively expensive to keep buying all these handhelds or getting them sent to us and keeping everything organized. The Steam Deck is a completely different beast entirely. And so we're gonna fall on our swords on that. We're definitely gonna see probably a Batocera distribution for it.
That'll be awesome. Android, maybe?
We're going to be working on our own thing. No, probably not Android directly as the main operating system, but we will be trying to get Android running in the background, either through an emulator or maybe even dual boot.
Maybe you could.
But Android as your main OS is probably going to be pretty limiting compared to the Linux distro that they'll have, as well as Windows. So,
well. Good. So we're excited for Steam Deck. We're back on the Steam Deck train. Thor, thank you for letting me throw you under the bus on that. Just had to once. Just once. I had to be like, I got to poke a little fun.
After almost a year of me breaking your balls constantly.
Yep.
You finally got me on something.
Yep. I had to break your balls on something. So good.
So yeah, we'll have links to the new Steam Deck server in the description for this.
Sure will.
And man, these next couple of months are going to be crazy.
It will be, and then when it comes out,
you're gonna have a little baby.
I'll have a little baby in one arm, and I'll have a giant Steam Deck in the other, and I'll cradle it against my shoulder, and I'll play through some part of my crazy Steam backlog that I haven't touched. I promise I'm going to play through at least one game in that library. So cool. So before we go, Red. Tell us a little bit more about your RPG you're working on. I know you were putting on hold for a minute, but now you're kind of talking about starting back up. So what is this?
So it's an RPG Maker game, and for those who haven't used that engine, it's perfect for people like me. I'm not a developer. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a graphic artist, designer, or anything like that. It's got a whole engine where you can build your games out easy or as simple or as complicated as you want. And I'm building a story that I've always had is kind of rattling around my head, where it's probably one you've all heard of or even thought of at some point, where you or people you know, real life people, get sucked into a fantasy world. In this case, it's me. It's Stubbs. It's Nate with his giant dick. It's our buddy Josh. And you're sucked into this world, and it's just not explained why. You're there, you don't know why, and then it comes to realize you don't show up at the same time, even though you were all in the same location.
Right.
You're basically trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, why you are stuck in this world, and then it all starts kind of coming to, there's a lot of bad shit going on in this world. It's not a typical RPG where you start off in a city, mom wakes you up. Oh, okay, now I have to go off on adventures. Like, no, you start
fight
and
the
shit
monster.
is going fucking bad, real bad, right off the bat.
It's a really entertaining intro to the game. I've been beta testing it now or alpha testing it for a few years, and it's just really entertaining. Not only because I'm in the game, which is it's fun to see Red's interpretation of who I am in the game, which is it's pretty good. My character becomes the mayor, or people think he's the mayor of this one town, and just there's shenanigans. He falls and hits his balls on a roof once, and it's entertaining. Like I definitely can't wait for that to come out.
You're definitely the comic relief. Like it's kind of funny though how I wrote your character, because even though the main character is based off of me, your character is infinitely more important. Mine's just the one up front. So your character is absolutely pivotal, and it just immensely important to what's going on in this world.
Quite. Yes.
It just doesn't explain why until you get into it.
I'm fine with it. It's good.
Well, that sounds awesome, man. What's the official? Do you have an official title for it yet?
The kind of working title is By Chance Heroes, because like the whole idea
By Chance Heroes. I like that.
They don't want to be heroes. They didn't volunteer for this. It was more by chance. They just happened to be there.
They fell through a time warp, and now they're in some crazy land, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And everyone's like, "Oh, you have doubles." They're like doubles of their selves in this other land, right? People are like, "Oh, we know you."
Sort of. There's a little bit going on with your character. They think he might be a double. He might be the original. They don't know, because you're not the only Peter from that world. But I haven't explained yet whether you are that Peter or you're not. That'll come later in the game.
I can't wait to find out if I'm an imposter or not. And that's And I hear the soundtrack's banging, so that's cool.
That shit's slap. No, it's really good. No, it's a really good soundtrack. Like I've been very, very happy with what you've produced. Like, because we play the same RPGs, you know exactly what I like out of an RPG and its soundtrack, and you're just kind of emulating that. It's fucking awesome, dude.
It's a mix of like Suikoden and Star Ocean style, and I was like, oh yeah,
good.
What's that? Breath of Fire, the Breath of Fire series. Like
Breath of Fire 3. Yep, a little bit of influence from that one, and Star Ocean Second Story were probably the two biggest.
Yeah, I was like, say no more. Let's get some flutes out and get crazy in here.
Oh, hell yeah.
But anyways, that'll be out on Steam eventually, right?
Who fuck knows, dude? I just want to finish it at some point.
Well, and if you don't go Steam, you can always go like itch.io or something, like one of those indie sites. Just throw it up yourself. Say donate if you want.
I mean, the goal is just to finish it at some point. Like it's probably a lot longer than your average like RPG Maker game, because if right now you were to go from it start to finish with reading story, doing side quests, paying attention, and exploring around, it's a good 10-12 hour adventure. And I'm not even done. Like I still think I got about a third of the game to do.
Yeah, and Chthonics is in the story as well, which is kind of cool. So
yeah, she is in the story, but she's not her. She's a representation of her from this new world.
From the other world. Well, now you're up to add in a Thor in as like a boss or something. That would be as like a little cameo.
Secret boss.
I think
secret boss with his cowboy hat.
What needs to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta have the cowboy hat. Well, cool guys. I think that about does it. I don't have any other things to pull out of my ass right now.
I got one
I'm emotionally drained.
Huh?
One quick gripe I want to go over real quick, if you don't mind.
Talk some shit.
Final shit talk.
Doing final shit talk. I really hate how game developers do shotguns. None of them do it fucking right. Okay? No. So every shotgun in video games, 99% of them, they all use double-aught buck, right? Okay, the spread of a double-aught buck does not disappear after about 10 feet. Okay?
Yeah.
You can kill someone at 50 yards easy with buckshot. At least put rounds on target.
Right.
If they want to make shotguns better in games and they want to make them, either too shitty or too overpowered, you need to make them realistic. That means long reload times. Weapons like the Saiga 12, you're not carrying around 10 mags. You're carrying 4 because they're big and bulky and awkward.
Max.
Yeah. I have a Saiga 12. The mags are fucking that big. You're not carrying a shitload of them. But pump action, you're not reloading 8-round mag tube in 4 seconds. Try 20 maybe. That's my gripe.
You guys are both impressive Vikings, and I love you both. So Thank you for the
David.
gripe. I have used shotguns, but I don't know shit about fuck. So
We'll
Thank you for educating
We'll show
me.
him the way.
Show me
I'll
the
teach you.
way. Well, good. Well, thanks everyone again for listening. Somehow we've made it through an hour, and if you're still listening, then you've made it through the hour with us. Thank you for joining us for talking about role-playing games today, our gripes, Thor's inheritance of a Steam Deck community, all things that are good.
We'll put the link for that up in the description.
Check out the links in the description. I'm going to have all of Red's links down there as well, the ones that he's ready to show off as anyways. And once again, thanks for joining us on the BRB Gaming Podcast. I am Stubbs.
And I'm Thor.
I'm Red. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. Come back again. Let's do it again. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Catch you later.